Hello and welcome back to Intuitive Living with Suzanne. I want to first apologize to all of you. So, I unexpectedly took a break from the podcast last week. I was tending to some things that really mattered to me at the time. And funny enough, that's what we're going to talk about today. So, today we're going to talk about what matters. Now, you might be asking, well, what matters to who? What matters to you may not matter to me, so why should I care? Why should you care? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today, so stay tuned. This is Suzanne Arjona, and you're listening to Intuitive Living with Suzanne, where we are tuning in to our inner voices and taking life to the next level. Okay, so what matters to you? More importantly, what do you get caught up in that doesn't really matter in your business or in your life? Often we get caught up in all the noise around us as a subconscious way of procrastinating. Okay. So, a couple of episodes ago, I talked about the saboteur, that archetype that's famous for getting in our way and leading us down rabbit holes. So, what is this noise that distracts us? Well, it's the things like trying to solve other people's problems that really aren't our business. That's a big one for me. What better way to not get my own stuff done because I'm too busy helping other people, right? That's a legitimate reason. I'll go with that. But just because someone mentions a problem they're having, and especially if you're a problem-solving personality type, doesn't mean you need to get involved, okay? Especially if you have your own matters to attend to. So, some of the other noise is what I like to call chasing rabbits. Like Alice in Wonderland following the white rabbit down a hole of insanity, we are online looking up an answer to something. And that leads us to another totally unrelated question. So we begin researching that. And that leads us down another path, and another, and another. Next thing we know, it's an hour later, or two, or three, and we're totally off track from the business at hand. Okay, we're totally off track from what we originally started looking up. That's chasing rabbits. Okay, similar to herding cats, but different. I'm sure we'll get into herding cats at some point in a future episode, but not today. So, some of the noise could also be random social media scrolling. Okay, we pay attention to the latest influencer's opinion on fashion colors for this season, or whether we prefer coffee or tea, or ocean or mountains. We see these questions pop up in our news feeds, and then we respond as if they really matter. But really, all that matters is that the person who posted that is getting responses and likes and more visibility online. None of it matters to us. So, by focusing on what really matters, we can stay on track with our own goals. Okay? Living intuitively is staying in tune with what's important to you. It may not be important to someone else, but that doesn't matter. They will tune in to what they need. To keep yourself on track and doing what matters, notice what's on your to-do list. Now, maybe you don't have an actual list. And honestly, if you are easily distracted, a list is a beautiful thing. I totally love my lists. Okay. So, how much of that to-do list really matters? Yes, doing laundry is important. Believe me, everyone around you appreciates that, as is cleaning the bathroom. But if your goal is to schedule 4 new clients this month or to make $1,000 more in sales this week, what is on your to-do list that will generate those results? These are your priorities, okay? If you want to prioritize family time or time with your kids that isn't just school drop-off time or sports events, then you need to schedule these times just as you would schedule something important like a car repair or a doctor's appointment. The same thing goes for time with your friends. If it just doesn't happen for you naturally in the course of your week, then you need to schedule it. Okay, it's that simple. Now, maybe this seems a little rigid. I mean, come on, scheduling time with your family or your friends? But let's be honest. If the other things that don't matter as much typically take priority, then yes, scheduling is a great thing until that becomes the default priority. Okay? So, what matters to you? And how will you make what matters a priority in your life today? If you need help balancing your priorities, drop me a message in the comments down below. I have a number of free downloads and online resources designed to help you create your unique life balance. Okay? Also, as many of you know, my first book, Finding Balance, Finding Truth, is on Amazon, and that is all about creating your balanced life. Okay? And of course, I do one-on-one coaching, and I would love to help you create the balance you want in your life. Again, just drop me a message or private message me, and we can get you all set up. Anyways, thank you again for tuning in this week. This week's episode was short and sweet and to the point, and I do look forward to the next episode. And until then, I wish you all the brightest blessings.